Welcome to BookView TV. I'm Dennis Campbell. Now, normally each week someone sits across the Skype table from me and we discuss the craft of writing with an author in any one of a number of categories. This week, though, we've made a few changes to our format, and off we went on the road looking to talk to a number of authors who are trying to sell their books via an industry trade show. The Sterling Business Show is held periodically in Cardiff, and Onion Custard Publishing's David Norrington was there with several of his authors. Now, most authors toil for weeks and months to finish their manuscript. This group invested a little bit of time and money to learn how to do the one job most authors dread: speaking about and marketing their book.
What I do is I do a workshop that compresses the idea of writing into a book into a 3-month project, so you get it done and then you get on with the rest of your life. Because for a lot of people, writing a book they don't want to become a professional author, they just want to get a message out, they want to get it out as a product that they can sell their products and services. They don't want to be a full-time author and do this for the rest of their life.
It's a basic guide for people that are starting up in business, tips and things to think about when you're setting up, so that you can make sure that everything is legal and above board. It started really by the chapter in relation to contracts and how important it is to have a contract, and it extended from there really as to what else you need to think about, such as data protection, distance selling regulations, leases of buildings and offices that you may rent.
My book is a story of my regular trips to India, in particular Mumbai. As a businessman, I travel there twice a year to deliver business skills training to one of India's biggest companies. And every time I go, there are opportunities to just see different cultures at work. So I started writing a blog. My hosts in India heard about this and said, "What are you writing about?" So I told them, and they said, "That's funny. We don't see ourselves as you see us. Could you write it down?"
PAMO is a model of managing people, where the P stands for the performance of the person. The A is their ability to do the job, so that's their skills, knowledge, expertise. M is the motivation to apply that ability. So we would say that somebody's going to do a good job if they have the ability and are motivated to apply that ability, and they bring the right behaviours to work, the way they interact with colleagues and customers. They're the three components the individual supplies. The organisation gives them the opportunity in terms of resources, facilities and management style.
I've been in recruitment for 15 years, and I went to a trade show wearing red shoes, and my business partner advised me that I should never go to a trade show without wearing my red shoes again. It generated quite a lot of attention from men and from women, mainly women saying, "I can't believe you're wearing 4-inch heels around the NEC." So that's how the brand started. The Bloody Recruiter came from me ringing a client and not being put on hold properly. So I actually heard a receptionist say, "Steve, it's that Bloody Recruiter again." And what it did is it gave me an opportunity to build my brand as the Bloody Recruiter. So you'll find me on Twitter as Bloody Recruiter, probably talking about the things that us recruiters aren't supposed to talk about. Talking about why, when you put lots of clip art on your CV, the recruiters remember you. It's not because you're brilliant, it's because you made yourself look a bit silly and we've all laughed at you. It's about how recruiters are very often known or perceived as money-hungry whores. I consider myself a recovering money-hungry whore. Recruiters spend a lot of time on the phone giving interview advice to candidates, and this was a way that I could get my interview advice out to people.
This works for any kind of book. It's about being focused. It's about working out what goes in the book, what doesn't go in the book, knowing when to stop. And actually taking action, consistent action, to get it finished. And that's what I do. That's the bit that I help people out. It's their ideas. It's that they do the work. I couldn't have started this business 3-4 years ago. Print on demand means that the authors don't have to buy 500, 1,000 copies as a self-published author and then try and move that kind of quantity of books. For most authors, that's unrealistic. Print on demand means, and today, I don't have a bookshop here. I have maybe the most is 40 books.
If you're unsure, make sure you take some advice. Don't just guess at it. Don't just wing it, because nowadays especially, if someone's not happy with you, they'll probably show you that, and you've got to cover yourself. So just take advice if you're even unsure about it. There's lots of people out there that can help, whether it's government-based or you've got to pay for it. But just get some help and get some tips.
This particular book, I'd love it to appear on the desks of the people who would consider me the competition. Recruiters have a very small amount of time. It's a very high pressure environment. As a sales environment, we have the only product that says no, and we don't always give the time to our candidates that we should. Now, this book would allow every recruiter in the land to say, read Amanda's book and then come and talk to us if you need anything else. I think it represents a fantastic starting point. It's a $4.99 investment for a recruiter to take all the pressure away from them. I don't see why they wouldn't buy it.
The beauty of Pambo is it isn't just applicable to managers, it's applicable to business owners as well. As a small business owner myself, a lot of this is applicable to myself as a business owner and a manager. So this is a perfect target to communicate the news of Pambo to potential people that could find benefit from the book.
I do management and leadership and business skills training, and my big client in India has had about 1,500 managers trained by me in the last 8 years. So that's why I go out there. I also do training in the UK, but my Indian client is the biggest one I have.
I generally go down the route of honesty when talking about age and experience. You know, that's the one thing a young person can't buy is experience. I think the difficulty comes with the attitude of the individual. That, you know, and I've come across older people who have really been very, very, very good. The oldest person I've placed was 68, and the youngest person I placed was 19. What I find is it's all about attitude. It doesn't matter about age. It's all about attitude. If I have somebody who's in their late 50s who sits there and tells me how to do my job and what they were doing in 1984, which makes them the best person in the universe to do anything, the chances are I'm not going to put them forward for a job. If someone sits down, has an honest and frank conversation with me, then that's how we can all move forward on a level playing field.
And for us, it's about showcasing our work. So it's a means of explaining to the world what the model is to drive business into the training and business consultancy. It's not necessarily about selling the books. We have to sell an awful lot of books to make money out of it. What we're looking to do is to sell the services of the company to help employees be better at their job, become lawyers and manage their people better.
It's the new face of publishing, and traditional publishers have to move with the times, and if they don't, they'll find themselves micro publishers like myself. We will be a growing movement. We have the same opportunity to be on Amazon, to be on global platforms.
Now, when we come back on Bookview TV for part 2 of our talk with these authors, we'll dive deeper into this trade show and other unconventional book-selling models when Bookview TV continues after this.